loophole that keeps them here. A temporary foreign worker assaulted a woman, then robbed her, yet he was given a lenient sentence to avoid deportation. Can the minister tell the victim why this person is still in Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to continue the question in the fact that we are strengthening our communities, we are protecting our population, we are managing immigration, we are bringing talent of tradespeople, strengthening rural communities, attracting health workers, fast-tracking physicians and people.
Member.
A non-citizen in Kitchener battered his girlfriend, and then a judge gave him a lenient sentence so that he would not be deported. Can the minister tell the victim why this person is still in Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, criminals, regardless of their status, whether they're Canadians, whether they're here temporary, whether they're permanent, face consequences.
Not the same.
But they don't. A non-citizen trucker received a lenient sentence specifically so that they could dodge deportation after they caused a fatal crash in Ontario. Can the minister tell the family of the victim why this person is still in Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There is nothing in the Immigration Act that reduces sentencing or disallows people from receiving. But CBSA investigates those, they look at those, and deportation they are conducting.
Member.
She claims that, yet it's still happening over and over again. A non-citizen was found guilty of assault, then broke his no-contact order, and yet he was still given a lenient sentence to avoid deportation. Can you tell his victim why he is still in Canada? Through you.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, serious criminals face serious consequences.
Honourable Member.
Well, this non didn't face serious consequences. He was caught trafficking cocaine and was given a lenient sentence to what? Avoid deportation. Can the minister tell Canadians, in spite of all of her claims, why he's still in Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I'm the Immigration Minister. I'm looking at the Immigration, Refugees and Protection Act and regulations. There's nothing in that document and in those that permits what the member is alluding to.
There's nothing to prevent it either, and that's why Conservatives brought in a bill to close this loophole. The minister could have told the Justice Minister to support it, but in fact she voted against it. This is her fault. A non-citizen was convicted of major theft, a crime that carries a punishment of 10 years. Instead of being deported, she received house arrest to avoid deportation. Why should she be allowed to stay in Canada?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, we'd be glad to work with the member if the member would bring a law that is constitutional and within the law. That is not what the member did. Her law that she brought in was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court of Canada had ruled on that over a decade ago that it's not within the Constitution.
The Honourable Member.
For a lawyer, she should know that actually what the court ruling said was that there was nothing in the charter that gave people these rights, and my bill was constitutional. So shame on her, she voted against it. A non-citizen spied on his roommates while they used the bathroom. She's sitting here arguing that it's okay for this person to be in Canada, yet he was given a lenient sentence so that he would avoid deportation. Can you tell the victims of this disgusting raper why he's still in Canada?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The court clearly and unequivocally stated public safety is paramount. And that is exactly what this government is doing. We have hired officers, we are complying with our obligations, and we will continue to do that. There is nothing in our law that offers otherwise.
The Honourable Member.
Exactly. We need a new law, but she voted against the law that would have prevented this. People who are sitting at home and who are listening to example after example, their lived experience of non-citizens getting sweetheart deals and being able to stay in this country after serious crimes are listening to her drivel and wondering how Canada got this way. So, a non-citizen was sexually assaulted an 18-year-old girl in a nightclub in Calgary and then was given a lenient sentence to avoid deportation. Can she try again? What is she going to tell the victim of this criminal? Why is he still in Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. My role is to manage migration in Canada. We have clear rules We are working, we've been transparent with Canadians. People who commit serious offenses should be treated serious and sentenced, and CBSA investigates and deports.
The honourable member.
But they're not being treated seriously. They're not being deported. Another example, a non-citizen who committed a string of crimes in Calgary pleaded to a lesser crime of assault in order to avoid deportation. Can you tell the victim why this person, through you, Chair, is still in Canada?
The honourable minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, as I said, serious criminals deserve serious consequences. Judges are applying the law within the Constitution. The Supreme Court has said public interest is top priority. That is our...
The honourable member.
Where does it say in the Constitution that non-citizens should get more lenient than Canadians in order to avoid deportation?
The honourable minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, let's bring it back to immigration and why we're here tonight. CBSA has removed, as the Public Safety Minister said today, 23,000 people last year.
No. It's inconceivable that they voted against a bill to close this loophole, amend the criminal code, to deport non-citizens convicted of serious crime and uphold the law. Another example, a non-citizen caused a deadly crash on Highway 401, then received a lenient sentence in order to avoid deportation. Can the minister tell the victim's family why this person is still in Canada?
The honourable minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. For the benefit of the people listening, this government has brought in many pieces of legislation to protect Canadians, many crime legislation, and that opposition has been obstructing and has obstructed each and every one of them.
The honourable member.
I brought in a law that would have amended the criminal code by one line to say that judges cannot issue lenient sentences in order to help non-citizens avoid deportation. So I'll ask her again. Keep in mind, she's speaking to victims. I'm asking her to speak to victims. And the drivel that she's putting forward, think about that. Think about what these victims are hearing. A non-citizen arranged to have sex with an underage girl and then received a lenient sentence in order to avoid deportation. Does the minister think this person deserves to stay in Canada?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Non-citizens convicted of serious crime are inadmissible, whether the crime happened in Canada, outside Canada. That means they are not allowed to enter or stay in Canada if they're already here. We brought in many pieces of criminal legislation in this House, under this government, under our mandate so far, that the opposition has obstructed each and every way. We've also invested in CBSA officers, RCMP officers. We're hiring many to protect Canadians.
The honourable member.
She has no respect for the victims, no compassion or empathy for them, and frankly, no respect for the rule of law. Otherwise, she would have voted for this bill to stop this process. I'll ask her to have empathy for this victim. A non-citizen caused a crash in British Columbia that killed 2 people. Instead of being deported for this horrible crime, he received a lenient sentence in order to avoid deportation. Can the minister tell the victims' families why this person is still in Canada?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've been clear. I'm very empathetic to all these scenarios. Serious crimes committed by these people deserve serious sentences. CBSA investigates them and they get deported.
Member, last question.
You have to realize here that, the Liberals, they're sitting here mocking this. This is why Canadians have lost faith in immigration. It's because of things like this. All we have to do is pass a one-line change to the criminal code. A non-citizen trucker in Ontario killed a truck driver, another one. and then severely injured a passenger as well. There are real victims to this crime, and this person should have been deported. Why weren't they?
The Honourable Minister, last response.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm managing migration. I've been very clear throughout the last number of hours. In fact, throughout the last number of months, we have instituted and we are very transparent in what we are doing. Criminal